want us to give ultimate advice? Elven burnout is real. Here's how to avoid it. New image recognition pack confuses gnomes with dwarves. A review. The newspaper is always funny. Stories. No delivery today. We'll resume tomorrow. So we're going to this cafe, right? Just spent almost 2 hours checking on the mobile games in the App Store. The amount of copycat games is just staggering. Top of my morning, they all hungover for feeling awesome. Girls always has her secret. Meow, meow. It's Georgie. Officers, welcome. Hey, Rootbeer. How are you doing? Not good? Officer? Oh, sorry. My mind is kind of elsewhere right now. No worries. Work issue? What else? I'm all ears if you want to chat. Hey, you're a pal. I'm in a real bind, Rootbeer. What happened? Well, never-ending workplace issues aside, things are getting weirder by the minute, and I'm feeling out of my depth. Are you talking about your recent patrols? Yeah, I've been analyzing the CCTV footage the last couple of days. Oh, I see. How did that go? Did the cameras manage to capture anything? Yes and no. The infrareds caught a couple of blurry things. They ran off, turned the corner, and disappeared. Could have been anything like rats or cats, but neither fits what I heard on the scene. The footsteps, the laughter. Come to think of it, it sounded more like a giggles. Giggles? Can werbeasts giggles? Not at that size, no. Even if they could, it doesn't explain the footsteps really. I see. So what's next? I have some ideas, but they're just wild theories at this point. In short, I'm stumped. Rootbeer, I've been racking my brain ever since Miss Riona dropped the bomb about the fairies, you see. Oh, what about them? As it turns out, fairies was an umbrella term for many types of beings. Anything that didn't fit the non-physical rules at the time was to be referred to as such. Does that mean banshees were part of the fairy folk? Probably. Not anymore though. It's an ongoing process, but the list is getting shorter. But back then, any sentient being that was even remotely incomprehensible was considered that. And that includes apparition. Apparitions? Yes. Apparitions like ghosts. Ghosts? Ghosts! I see. What do you mean I see? Eh? Doesn't it sound like a bad joke to you? I'm not sure I follow. But come on, ghosts don't exist. Do they? Cause if they do, all I can think about is the damn tree now. Right, the tree. Does that mean it's haunted? It could be. Don't get how you can be so calm about this. Oh well, why wouldn't I be? I mean, there have been all sorts of customers here. Some of them are so out of this world even. Sometimes literally. You're right. I guess you're not the one who's being weird here. Don't say that. Everyone has their own peccadillos. Oh no, don't even know that. True that. If you don't mind telling me though, may I ask the reason you're so afraid of ghosts? Gosh no, that's a long story. Not something I'm ready to talk about anyway. That's understandable. All you need to know is my fear has never caused by actual ghosts. Oh? Suggestion is a very powerful thing, Rootbeer. But that's all I'm willing to share, Okay, thanks for sharing. It's funny. My grandpap was very into this stuff. So is my daughter. They like my opposites, very curious and fascinated by the unknown. Not that I'm not, mind you. It's just, with my time as a cop and all, unknown variables usually mean trouble. I see. That makes sense. They're the kind of people who could see things from nothing. And I mean that in the best way possible. Like, you know the Zen rock garden thing from Japan? They understand the Zen-ness of it. I don't, but that doesn't stop me from thinking it's chill, you know? I think you almost got it. Yeah? But I'm sure he and my daughter could talk about it for hours. Too bad he passed away before she was born. I'm sorry to hear that. Don't be. On that note, Rootbeer, you see my lighter, right? I'd say I'm pretty well acquainted with it now, yes. My bad. That thing was originally my grandpa's. He bought it somewhere after the war ended. It was to commemorate the upcoming new era, he said. In more ways than one. What ways? He got honorably discharged due to a severe leg injury he'd never be able to recover from. At that time, he was living right across the street from the former town hall. For obvious reasons, he couldn't walk far, so it was a good location for him with all the veteran support nearby and all. Right. Now about that street, you see, my grandpa liked to chat. Never liked being alone, that guy. Plus, he pretty much hated his bleak room. So sometimes, he'd go and hang out with the street vendors in front of his place. There were all kinds of beings there, along with their pets, from all walks of life. That's why he had a lot of stories about the craziest things. Ah, I see. You see, the street's name just came to my mind last night. Can you take a guess what it is? You mean the avenue? Or the Bourne Street? It wasn't called that before, that's why the whole thing didn't click for me straight away. But I went through his files and it checks out. Does that mean the vendors he was talking about was a fairies? You know what? He bought the lighter there. Whoa, what a coincidence. Are you sure it's only a coincidence? What do you mean? Come on. Ain't no way they're just coincidence, Rootbeer. Everything is lining up too perfectly, if you ask me. Huh? Uh-oh. Think about what happened so far. It was my team that found out about the vandalism before they dumped the whole case on me. Then my car was hit out of everyone's. Right. Then my luck started thanking. The broken mug, the fan, the black cat, just tons of weird stuff happening in the past week alone, you see. Right. Then one thing led to another. My team was chosen to lead the investigation. And tell me, who's in charge of that case? Me. Then there's the Banshee lady, your patron, with some information I wouldn't have thought of. The dead tree stuff, the fairy market, information I wouldn't even have remembered on my own. Right? And now we know why I kept on losing my lighter, right? How are they not connected? Tell me. Well, if you list them all in order like that, I'm telling you, Rootbeer, that place is calling for me. The case is made for me. But they really picked the wrong guy. I'm just real bad at dealing with spooks. They make me question everything I've ever known, you know. But I've always thought you're pretty good at handling ambiguity, officer. Not when it comes to supernatural stuff. Because we don't know enough about what's real and what's not. What will they do? Will they hurt us? Do they bring bad luck? Good luck? What's the truth? Who knows? Maybe you should take a day off and catch up on your sleep. Huh? What's that? No, nothing. You know, another patron of mine suggested a documentary to watch. Yeah? The focus was on interesting drinks from around the world. You could find everything from the mundane to the extreme, from local comforts to really special stuff. And I kept thinking one particular drink might interest you. Oh? It's something like a protection drink. It's made of coffee, honey, lemon, and a slew of other ingredients. Huh. Protection from what though? From evil spirits and bad luck, I think. Maybe it will help ease your mind a bit. Gotcha. But root beer, what is it again? Coffee, honey, lemon? Even if the whole situation is haunted, there shouldn't be any evil spirit, right? I wouldn't know, but I might need your lighter. What for? Well, the drinks need to be lit up. Lit up? What? I just think your lighter might give it an extra magic boost it needs. Compared to just using a regular flame, I mean. Huh? What are you going to make me anyway? Nah, I trust you. Here. What? Okay then, make me this magical drink you've learned root beer. Coffee, honey, lemon, right? Okay. Yeah, coffee, honey, lemon. Magical drink? Holy shit! It's on fire! Doing this? Oh wow, the drink does light up, huh? Yep, this is special just for you. So don't tell anybody. Roger that. Here you go. Careful. Dang, root beer. This is really something else. You sure it's okay to drink? I have no idea, but I'll take responsibility if anything happens. I'm just being silly, aren't I? Sorry for bothering you with all this stuff, root beer. You even made me this crazy drink to make me feel better. Don't say that. I'm always happy to help however I can. Thanks. Man, at least with crooks you can actually deal directly with them, you know? Not the case with apparitions. Not with that attitude, huh? Who's that? Everything can be caught with a little elbow grease. Not actual elbow grease, I won't make that mistakes again. What's that? McQueen? Is that you? What's that? Hello, Williams. Williams? Is that Georgie Williams? It's been a while. It is you. The surprises just keep coming this week. Let me go over there. Who's that? You know each other? More or less. We were brunch buddies. Brunch buddies? Brunch buddies. I feel like I meant to say brunch buddies in the same serious tone, but I don't like to talk about it. I still get nightmares. What? Nightmares? Brunch? I feel I wasn't sure we were gonna make it out alive. We were truly the lucky ones, without a doubt. I'll just take both of your words for it. Good, because I don't like to talk about it. So what brings you here, detective? Surely it's not the coffee. Secret police reasons. I've not read the briefing yet, but enough about me. Tell me about your supernatural problems. Yeah? You need to bust a ghost? Oh, well, busting might a bit too much. I was just talking to Rootbeer about getting over my fear of that stuff. And ghosts? Something like that. I'm weak against ghostly looking stuff. I get freaked out easily. For example, I admit I got a little spooked by what happened on Bourne Street the other day. I remember that. I know very well that unchecked fear leads to prejudice. That's why it's a no-no in my book. It even pains me to admit that out loud. Sometimes the toughest case to crack is ourselves. Other times it's ghosts. How do you do it, detective? Your cases, man. I have probably lost all my hair by now if I were you. I try not to think about it all that much. And when I do think about it, I think who else will do it? Nobody, that's it. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, once you get over the dead part, they're just like you and me. Look, I remember this one case we were investigating a haunted apartment. This lady, her husband has recently passed away and wasn't moving on, if you get my drift. Real deadbeat, couldn't take a hint. Anyway, we had to go in and exorcise the place, right? But the husband, he caught wind and he retreated into the basement. I won't get into the technicalities of it, but it's harder to get a ghost out of a basement or an attic. It's all about angles, really. I mean, I get it. That used to be his home. All his stuff is still there. It's hard, I get that. So I'm slowly going down the stairs to try and coax him up. Bam! Next minute, all this romantic music is playing and the whole place is lit by a spotlight. Basic sensory illusions, classic ghost trick. Then, before I know what hit me, I'm sitting at this pottery wheel when he's behind me and... What? That's exactly what I think about pottery. Oh? Maybe? We had a movie night at work and I dozed off before it started. The story must have slipped into my subconscious. Riveting. Who's this guy? What's going on? Hey detective, hey people, I don't know. Did you get your important errand sorted? Are they twins? They look alike. I sure did. Dooley, I can see crumbs stuck to your face. That's just the rain. It's very Brady rain. There's feeling all over your top. That's blood from gunshot wound. It's healed up though. What? It's the LPD? It's not Seattle? You're literally holding the receipt from the donut shop. That's why they pay you the big bucks, detective. So what I miss? We're talking about getting rid of Officer Williams' fear of ghosts. Hey, ghosts? Yes, you're afraid of them, right, Dooley? No idea, I never met one. We stopped the ghost riot. Pfft, ghosts aren't real. So you don't need to be scared of them, easy. There you go, I guess. Sorry that wasn't much help. Nah, but you said they're just like us. That's a good thing to be reminded of. Exactly. They used to be alive just like us. As long as they don't try to eat or possess or violently murder you, you should be fine. Very reassuring. Just talk to them. Feel their culture. Listen to their issues and spectral wails. Treat them like any other person. See what's on the inside, which should be easy since you can see through them. I thought you didn't believe in ghosts. It's best to not overthink anything he says. I certainly don't. Well, thanks for the advice. I think it'll help. Our pleasure. Now, Dooley, I think we should read the case briefing and find out why we're here. I already did. Oh? Turns out, we were meant to arrest the person driving that taxi. Instead of taking it all the way to Seattle, yes. Why? The driver was a chupacabra? It's a cabra like that. Okay, let's get out of here, Dooley. Good luck, officer. Thanks, McQueen, a lot. You too, Officer Dooley. Bye, guy. Good luck with your rat problem or whatever. Bye, Coffee Wizard. Take care. Who's that? That was quite something. Well, what do you know, Rootbeer? Looks like my good luck is back. I'm feeling like $1 million now. I'm very glad you do. Hehe. Thanks anyway, Rootbeer. I really did nothing much. Are you going to be okay? Okay enough to start thinking about what to do next? I'm done here for the night. You have a good evening, alright? Please keep me updated, officer, and stay safe. Will do. Right then, maybe I'll go check the stock and... Suryona, welcome. Hello, how's the traffic out there? It's a mess. There's a construction work taking place on Leonora Avenue. Oof, I can imagine the gridlock already. Fortunately, I have no deliveries to make today. That's great, I'm happy you're here. So, anything I can make for you this evening? I'd like something for my throat. I would appreciate a cup of tea infused with some lemon and a touch of honey. Tea? Lemon honey? I'm having such a deja vu today. Oh, if it's green tea, it's a cough syrup. But if it's a tea, there's whole different recipes. A cup of warm midsummer night's dream for you, miss. That's what we call it here. How whimsical. It's wonderful. Sweet but well balanced with the lemon, and the slight bitterness of the tea completes the taste. Thank you. You're so very welcome. By the way, you just missed Officer Georgie by a few seconds. Is that so? How is he? He's been thinking about what you said quite a bit actually. Oh? He's currently dealing with plenty of clues he isn't used to. That's why he's hard at work at the moment. I see. Would you mind doing me a favor? Oh, what do you need? Could you give my contact information to him? We only connected via Bluetooth last time, so... Oh? Riona Shirin? Okay, I'll give it to Georgie next time. What I said a few days ago may have been a bit overwhelming. It is possible that I spoke more than was necessary. All because I couldn't help but feel a pang of bitterness knowing what happened to the tree. That's entirely understandable though, but it is not my intention to interfere with his work. As such, if you require any assistance, please do let me know. It is the least I can do, as I realize there will be plenty of difficulty obtaining information. Oh, I mean, because Officer Georgie is a human, and we semi-physical beings have our way of sharing information as such. I understand what you mean. Okay, I just do not wish to incriminate anything or anyone. It's fine, I get it. I'm glad. I'd say you already helped him out in more ways than one. Sorry, did you say something? I was zoning out a little. No, nothing. I'll pass this off to him. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Bad traffic aside, how are you? To be honest, I have had a lot of my mind of late. And I don't know how to express it without sounding pathetic. You know I'm all ears. That might actually be part of the problem, I'm afraid. Pardon? You know, I've held conversation with more individuals over the past week than I have in the past few years. Is that a bad thing or a good thing? It's troubling. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I don't mean it necessarily in a negative way. It's just, I used to believe that I had a settled life objective, but I have been doubting it lately. How come? I finally heard back from Miss Rachel yesterday. Oh, any good news? No, our fields are admittedly quite different, so I was not expecting much. However, she provided me with some contacts who may be of assistance, even though they had no direct connection to the audience I'm trying to reach. I see. She explained clearly why she thinks I should contact them, however, which I am thankful for. That's very thoughtful of her. So what's the battle plan? And why are you doubting yourself? In essence, the advice is to slowly increase my network, to make myself known. Oh? Sounds familiar, doesn't it? You can probably guess my concern about it. I think so, but you could give me a refresher, just so I don't misunderstand. I feel like that would be a shortcut, so to speak. Right. She did, however, remind me of an important and humbling fact. What would that be? Well, but it's not guaranteed you'll get anything out of it, don't you think? Unless you're really sure your so-called shortcut is 100% gonna work. Because you'll have to do way more than just making a few calls and waiting for callbacks, you know? I'd say that's a decent impression of her. Thank you. After that, she told me a story about her early career experiences, both the good and the bad. Getting noticed is truly only the beginning. Then it is either a matter of letting your talent speak for you, or you go out there to develop connection with the right people. Even then, there's still no guarantee of success. After listening to her explanation, I respect Miss Rachel's determination. I can certainly see how it worked out for her. But then I was left wondering whether Mr. Lucas meant something similar during our first meeting. Right, I thought it all sounded familiar. Will you try her suggestion then? I don't know. Is it difficult? No more difficult than sending reels to every auditions I've come across and being rejected by every single one. But for some reason I feel conflicted about it. Speaking of Mr. Lucas, he and I have also continued our correspondence. Although perhaps it was more like a necessity. Did something happen? He was stuck? Pardon? Actually, he posted about it on social media last night. Oh, I might have seen it. Did you? I came across it when I was updating my schedule and responded out of concern. Then he called me almost immediately. He was loud, all sounds in order, and extremely drunk. Really? He denied it at first, but it was too obvious not to notice. He told me he was walking aimlessly, deep in thought, and entered Carey Park without realizing he had done so. Must have been some deep thinking he was doing, because I think it rained pretty hard last night. Well, I wouldn't know. The bus to and from there is currently not operating after 10 p.m. Which is why I sent him a message informing him of that fact, as he seemed to be unaware of it. Right, so he called me to ask if there was any other mode of public transit nearby. Wouldn't it have been easier for him to just call a cab? He told me he wanted to know the city better. At midnight? Why not? After all, you operate your business after dark yourself. Touché. Perhaps he just didn't want to go home yet. And I might be mistaken here, but I thought he doesn't like drinking. Wasn't it partying? Nevertheless, I think last night was quite different. It appears he had dinner with his team, and he needed the extra courage in order to negotiate with them about his proposed new direction. Oh, I see. I suppose it didn't go as expected. Perhaps. And I know that feeling all too well. However, he said he will keep negotiating until they reach a compromise. That's good. Is it though? Miss Rachel told me about the hoops she had to jump through at the beginning of her career with her teammates as well. Likewise, Mr. Lucas has to work hard to obtain approval from his team for his actions. How can they still be so positive? What do you mean? I just cannot picture myself convince others to give me a chance like that. I almost wanted to ask, Why do we have to be at the mercy of others in order to succeed or fail? Can't talent speak for itself? No, I'm sorry, but that's not how the world works, Riona. This is the old man speaking. Hello, I'm the old man. So, even in the in corporate life, when you work, you see many of talentless, no, not talentless, less people with less talented people in the higher up position because they have the good connection, they can communicate better, they have the right connection, they say a right thing at the right moment. So talent really do not do much in real life. Even you can be as hard worker as you can get, but it all comes down to luck and timing, maybe timing, luck, and how to socialize. I mean, talent, that's my personal thought though, because I don't think talents really matter at the real world. Also, if you have the right, if you said the right thing, or maybe you do the right thing at the right moment, bam, your career go up quickly. But depending on your talent 100%, I'm not sure it will carry you through life better. But if I truly believe that, with the numbers of rejection I've received so far, I should have stopped a long time ago, shouldn't I? Right, that's why it doesn't work that way. What do you mean? Yeah, it's never enough, you know. But no matter how much talent that you have in the other people's eye, it will never enough, because we do not uphold the same standards. Like, you can work as hard as you can, but your higher ups or your boss will see it like it will never enough. It's just not enough. To let talent speak for itself, we would all have to have the same standards. I see what you mean. Art would cease to be art if it were standardized, wouldn't it? However, doesn't that imply that everything still depends on the whims of the individual judging you at that moment? Yes, it is. I'm sorry, but yes, it is. How does someone like Miss Rachel or Mr. Lucas manage to be fine with that? Perhaps because they don't see it as the be-all and end-all? What do you mean? What do you mean, Rootbeer? Rather than viewing them as judges with the authority to determine their fates, perhaps they simply see them as hills to either overcome or avoid, if that makes sense. Just a matter of perspective as to where the power lies. Oh, that's so good. But it's not easy to climb those hills, especially if you've never done it before. Therefore, it's good to try and find out what works for you, or ask for guidance or assistance even. Because one can't possibly know every single way to overcome obstacles, or be able to safely recognize warning signs without first learning about them from others. Is that what you're trying to say? I see. Still, Miss Riona? Yes. Sorry, I got a bit lost on my thought. You're fine, I promise. But speaking of Mr. Lucas, what happened to him after the call? I picked him up and drove him home. Whoa, but I thought you're located in Bellevue? I am. But I still had unfinished businesses in the downtown area. Moreover, he suddenly began singing quite loudly nearing the end of our call, which led me to conclude that it would be best for me to go and fetch him. I see. How was he singing in your opinion? It wasn't too bad. if not for the fact that he was screaming most of the lyrics, that is. Well, his hoodie was soaked when I arrived, so he had to take it off before getting into my car. Thankfully, the water did not completely soak through to his shirt, so he remained relatively dry. However, I still had to lay down the seat covers as his fur got rather wet. Hope he didn't get sick then. Aside from all that, was he okay? Considering the situation you mentioned earlier, I mean. Well, he happily asked me to do karaoke. Karaoke, oh my god, I hate, how do you pronounce this? Because I really hate how Westerners pronounce this word. They pronounce it karaoke, but it's completely false because this word is derived from a Japanese word. It's karaoke, means karapo is empty, okay is orchestra, so karaoke is empty orchestra. It's a Japanese word. So when Westerner read it as karaoke, it's just, what do you mean karaoke? I got confused when Westerner said it, but which I declined. Probably for the best. Could have been entertaining though. I ended up taking him for a drive though, as I needed to take care of my unfinished business. A late night delivery? No, I was buying a pie. At midnight? Yes. Why? Concerned you have a competitor? No, not at all. Maybe a little bit. Oh, Rootbeer, you will be fine. I sort of want to know just so I can inform Officer Georgie about it. Oh, why? His daughter loves pie. When his car was vandalized, Officer Georgie had plans to buy pies for his family's get-together. But the report took a while and the weather was bad. And by the time he was able to get a taxi, he thought everything was already closed. I see, but he takes pride in being a Seattleite. So I wonder if he knows about it already. Well, it is a very small kiosk attached to a pub, very easy to miss. The spot is known as Disco Pie, and it serves fresh pies up until 1 AM. Really? Fresh pie until 1 AM? Interesting, good to know, thanks. Getting back to the story though, you both went to for pies then? Yes, and that seemed to fascinate him for some reason. What did you each get? He ordered a slice of warm apple crumble with a scoop of French vanilla ice cream on top, and a large cup of piping hot coffee with a little bit of milk. Ouch! I feel betrayed, truly. Oh, but it was my suggestion, since I thought he needed to warm up. Double ouch. I apologize. I live. A little piece of advice though, a glass of warm water might be better for the inebriated. Coffee is not the best at retaining fluids and thus preventing hangovers. Oh, that's really good information to know. This is why you're the best barista, Bill. Thank you. Okay, my feelings are hurt slightly less now. And what did you get for yourself? I had a slice of hibiscus blueberry mint pie myself. And just so you know, I did not order anything to drink. Good. Haha. Drinks aside, what an interesting combination for a pie. How did you like it? I enjoyed it. You serve hibiscus here too, didn't you? I'll remember to order it next time. Please do. And so we continued our conversation afterwards. That was when he told me he had not given up on his goal, despite the many disappointments with his team. He also told me why he does not drive at all. Really? Why? It is... On second thought, it may be better to hear the story dialogue before him another time. I apologize. No problem, I understand. We also discussed quite a few things we have in common. Really? Yes. surprisingly. And before we knew it, it was already nearing 5 a.m. Must have been a gripping conversation. I am not sure. However, his exhaustion seemed to finally catch up with him then, so I drove him home. Weren't you tired as well? No. I should go now. Alright, will you be okay? I have a lot to think about. Thank you for being patient with my concerns, Rootbeer. No problems at all, anytime. Have a good evening then, Rootbeer. Come back again soon. Come back again soon. Is that it? Salad chai. Spiced tea from Southern Asia. The evening whispers, alien sighting increase. Is this an invasion? At least it's pretty. Researchers' response of our alleged algae invasion. Dwarf Pyra Tech teams up with Gold Mix Industry to produce self-healing concrete technology. Wow. At least it's pretty. There's a doll here now, isn't it? Wasn't it not there before? Hey, Alice,ちょっと待ってください. What? Aku never come to my shop again after that very first day. Oh, what a bummer. Is she okay? Okay, Baileys, what happened with you? Knock knock, anyone here? I'm sorry, I I look at my phone for a second there. Hi, Mr. Baileys, hi. Maybe I should just use mouse like you saw. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you come in. How are you tonight? I'm alright, but you look pretty distracted. A penny for your thoughts? You can have them for free. I was just pondering the hidden side of things. How different the world is under the surface compared to what we think it is. Nothing, and no one is exactly what they appear to be. Funny, I was having similar thoughts on my way here. I guess now that we spend so much time on social media, people believe we can be summed up in a picture or a sentence. But it's not like that. It's not that easy to know someone. Even if that someone is yourself. Especially if that someone is yourself. Sounds like we agree on this. We sure do. And it's been on my mind a lot in the past few days. Does that have anything to do with your wedding to Miss Lua? Got it in one. How are things on that front? A few days ago, we decided to take some time apart to think. That sounds ominous. No, I don't mean it like that. It wasn't a breakup, or even a break. Phew! We've been through so much. There's no walking back on our relationship now. But sometimes you're so together that you lost sight of the big picture, you know? I think I see what you mean. So we decided to give each other a bit of space and figure out what we really want out of our wedding. And more importantly, out of our marriage. I see. Have you made any progress on that front? Do you want the short version or the long version? Yeah, I'm always here for the full story. Alright then, I'm gonna tell you everything. But I think I should order first. Sure thing, what can I make you tonight? I'm not feeling fussy, anything warm would do. So anything really. Makes sense. What about some herbal tea then? Hibiscus, butterfly pea? Butterfly pea or hibiscus sounds great. With milk and honey please. Milk, honey, dreaming blue, or sweetheart latte. Let's give him a sweetheart latte. Well, he's in the middle of a wedding jitter, right? So let's remind him with some. Wait, what is it? Oh, it's Rihanna. Back. Serve it. Here you go, I hope you like it. Thanks, Rootbeer. This is so nice, and it brings me way back. You know, how I'm not really in touch with my family anymore. Yes, I'm sorry about that. Don't be. I don't even miss them most of the time. In the end, they're just a random bunch of people, and we don't have very much in common. It's good that you have learned that about yourself, Mr. Bayliss. I think so too. There's just one person I miss, but I've been missing her a while now. Someone who passed away, I'm guessing? Exactly. Spot on again, Rootbeer. I used to have a very close relationship with my great-great-aunt. When I was little, my parents fought all the time. I still remember in my bones how that made me feel. The fear that one of them, or both of them, would walk away and abandon me. A bit ironic in hindsight. But then it was many years ago. Yes, it's quite normal for a little child to care about their parents, no matter how and no matter who they are or how they behave. That's true. Anyway, I spent almost all my evenings curled up into a little ball in my room, trying hard not to listen to all the shouting, except when my grand came to visit. Not that her being around prevented the fighting, mind you. Elfen High Society is amazing at keeping up appearances, except in front of family. But she got how it made me feel, so she went out her way to take this sting out of it. She would keep me company and bring me a cup of herbal tea with milk and honey in it. Drinking this now with you, it feels a lot like family again. Sounds like she was a perceptive person. She truly was the best of them until she got sick. Oh no. How did that happen? I thought elves don't get sick, right? Did she get her immortality? See, that's a part of elfen disinformation. Elves don't get sick when your little run-of-the-mill with your little run-of-the-mill colds. Ooh. But they do get big bad diseases like everyone else, and it's not uncommon for us to die from them. Except there's this assumption in elfen society that if you live the right sort of life, you'll pass away peacefully in your bed. So that's what families say most of the time when someone dies. Incidentally, that also means they need to pretend everything is fine until the very last moment. So that's what they did to my aunt. They basically shut her in during her last few weeks. That's cruel. That sounds really awful. I did manage to visit her, and she put on a brave face, but it was clear she wasn't happy. But then she wasn't very happy before that either. At least she had you. It must have been a little consolation, but yes, I'm glad I was able to be with her. To think I came very close to being trapped with those people. I'm pretty sure she would have hated that for me. A little part of me hopes she'd be proud of me right now. I'm certain she would be. Thanks, Rootbeer. Here you are letting me blab on again. That's more than fine, but do you think growing up among conflict might explain why things are, well, a bit difficult to work out sometimes between you and Lua? I definitely think that's part of it. In fact, oh, it's Neil. and his sister. Good evening, hi Rootbeer. And hi, I don't think we've met before, I'm Silver. I'm Bailey, nice to meet you. And I'm guessing you're Amanda? We are, but you do not appear to be a hive. How did you? Lua told me she ran into you a week or so ago. Ah, the nice earthling we met on our first night here. This is a satisfactory explanation. And so, are you her date? I'm a little more than that. I'm her fiancé. Truly? Fiancé is a successful outcome of dates. With a 0.013% probability. Congratulations on your excellent odds actualization. Thank you. Now, Cafe Offspring. We are wishing for a drink. Cafe Offspring? How did you acquire that new title? Alright, sounds like something I shouldn't brought too hard. Never mind me. You were about to order, Amanda? We were. And what we wish for is a memorable parting experience. Ah, I suspected something like that. Last visit in a while, huh? That is accurate. I take it you've completed your research on Earth? Almost. We are quite satisfied with the outcome of our missions. Interesting. That sounds like there's a story there. But first tell me, what sort of experience are you after? We wish to have something we have never had before. It's time to get creative then. Yes, take care not to reuse any ingredients you have served us in the past. Wait, let me check my cheat code. There's something spacey here. I mean related to outer space here, right? Oh no, where is it? Is this milk? No, it's in numbers. What is it? Ah, it's this one. Okay, chocolate, honey ginger. This one. Nah, let's just brew it. Let's see. Here you go. Hopefully this taste is new to you. It's wrong. Na 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 na. Okay, what should I give her this time? Milky Way? It does? Oh, okay. Okay then. It is at least 56.9% different from anything else we have experienced. We are, as Earthling would express, delighted. According to our calculation, this is our that number new experience since arriving on Earth. That's quite a lot. Perhaps, however, most of them were rather insignificant in nature. Or what about this one? This one is in the 99th percentile of significance. Is that good or bad? She means it's very significant, right, Amanda? Very much so. We enjoyed this place and we will miss it. That's... Don't mind me. Getting a bit emotional here. Anyhow, I trust the agent gave you more trouble. No more trouble. That one was getting close actually. We had a little brush with the authorities, you see. Yeah, Lua mentioned that. He made her really angry. She was still seething when she came home that night. Please tell her I'm grateful for that. Well, that agent kept looking into things even after his second visit here. But that's where your help. What's wrong with my mouth today? But that's where your help really comes in handy, Rootbeer. My help? Yes, the card that you got off the agent. Oh yeah, what are we going to do with that card? We asked for help from an associate to run it through the mind you call computer. Once the content of the card has been unveiled, we analyzed the language of its communication, which is quite an interesting mix if we may say so. It is roughly 60% syntax and 40% mathematics. We then led a polynomial time attack on its encryption, expressing the ciphertext act. The point is, Amanda managed to get into the fire system. She obfuscated all mentions of any of us or safe beyond recognition, and some totally legitimate orders came in to send the agent to Europe on an urgent mission, which should last more than long enough for him to forget all about us. Oh, that sounds incredible. It does sound thrilling. It was a very simple matter of applying Hive knowledge. But that as it may, that's great work, Amanda. We are pleased. Amanda is amazing. But let's not forget who got the card in the first place. You really helped us there, Rootbeer. Thank you. I'm very glad to hear that, and very relieved. Yes, we have thought of it for a while, and we have decided we do not care for that sort of excitement. Not if it makes our siblings so sad. You've really gotten a hang of emotion now, haven't you, Amanda? Thank you, Offspring. If that is the case, we are content. That means our mission is well and truly accomplished. Did you come here specifically to pick up Earthling emotions? No, we came here for the purpose of general Earthling research. But it appears to us now that emotions are one of its most interesting aspects. We will be submitting you call it academic paper? Uncontrolled stimuli and reflexive neural patterns, deep level communication in Hive versus non-Hive species. Wow, that's how you know it's serious research. I don't even understand the title. Amanda always was the brains in the family. That wasn't your only mission though, Amanda, right? If you're leaving, does that mean? Yes, Pearl and I did go out on a date. Right, you're looking for love, aren't you? I am, I think. I may have found it. Wait, wasn't the first date a really short time ago? Just a couple of days. But I've been waiting a while, and I really think this is it. When I took up this mission from the Hive, when I came to Earth, and during this entire process when I changed, what I was hoping was that someone would see me for who I am. And I really think she does. That's so great. But I'm curious, doesn't being in a hive provide that experience of feeling seen? It does and it does not. And in fact, we hope that is something our research might improve. The hive sees thoughts and desires honestly, but it is not able to communicate the reasons for those desires, the emotions as it were. We do not dwell on those, nor will we start to do so in excess, but it seems to us now that they may be worth conveying, at least to some extent. Yes, what Amanda said is a part of it. I was very unaware of my emotions when I first came to Earth, and I was really bad at communicating them clearly to others. In some ways, I still am. It will always be harder for me to grasp them than for most people. But when I started to understand them, I was both fascinated and scared, which is not an uncommon experience, I think. It really is not. It requires a good deal of courage to look at your emotion honestly. It certainly requires some time, and even more time to find someone who can look at them with you, not get scared and take them as they are. Someone who can see you clearly and kindly. Aww, good for Neil, Silver, whatever you are. It is a precious thing when that happens, huh? A rare and beautiful thing. Has that been your experience with Lua? It definitely has. I almost forgot how much it mattered too. I'm lucky that I have good friends who reminded me of that. So, does that mean you and Lua found some answers? Ah, the heck with it. I can't hold my tongue any longer. I'm sorry to interrupt your goodbyes, you guys, but Rootbeer, I'd like to officially invite you to a little surprise ceremony, which will take place 3 days hence. Whoa, that's some answer indeed. Yeah, taking a little time to think really cleared our heads. We had gotten bogged down in the details, and in our own insecurities, to be honest. So we decided to make it simple again. No fuss, no massive expense, nothing like that. Just us and our closest family members. Whether we got them at birth or choose them ourselves. I am very touched, Mr. Bayliss. Ah, come on, Rootbeer. You know you mean a lot to the two of us, as does this place. Speaking of which, I also have Hyde's invitation here. Oh, surely. I will give this to Hyde. I'm not going to miss this. Well, Hyde and Gala's invitation, seeing how that's his Obis +1. Oh, would you give it to them when you see them? It will be an honor. Silver and Amanda, I don't have a card for you, but you're in the cafe family as well, so I'm sure Lua won't mind. Would you like to join us for the party? A party? This is our first experience being invited to a party. It is 99% pleasant and 0% disappointing that we have to refuse. Yes, I truly appreciate the offers, Bayliss, but sadly, we're leaving Seattle tomorrow. Really? That's more sudden than I expected. Are you going back to space then, Amanda? Not yet. We're going on an adventure. That sounds very exciting. It really is. Amanda and I are taking a trip through the country, and maybe even a bit further, if we got the time. We're basically going to be tourists. Tourist is such a fascinating concept. Although our siblings explained it to us multiple times, we still find it very hard to comprehend. We always thought that traveling must have a mission, a purpose. But it seems that tourism is traveling with no other purpose than traveling, which is in essence circular reasoning. it may well be, but it's still a lot of fun. In fact, I'd say that's the real purpose of tourism. To have fun, to relax, to see beautiful things, to enjoy life, you know. Enjoyment as a purpose, that is new to us, but we are 99% excited to try it out. And so am I. I've never been out of Seattle since I arrived. I guess I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to blend in, that I would have to restart everything from scratch. But knowing that you're here, Rootbeer, that I always have a place to return to where I'll feel home, well, that makes me a lot less nervous. That's very happy to hear that. I think I should order a drink. Of course, what can I make you? I'd like to reflect the spirit of our outcoming adventure. And I'm also in the mood for something sweet and soothing. So sweet and soothing, but with an adventurous kick? Yes, that's exactly right. Then how about some hot chocolate with something extra to make it fun? I'd love that. Hot chocolate with some sweetness and some spice would be amazing. This time, I gave him the number thing. Chocolate honey ginger. Oh my god, for a light speed traveler. Oh, we like this name. It is evocative and adventurous. Evocative? Yes, it's the speed of light, not evocative of great adventure. The speed of light? Oh wow. Way to target your audience, Rootbeer. Thank you. But do you like the taste, Silver? I love it. This is exactly what I wanted. I've got a spicy kick of ginger to start with, which keeps you on your toes. But then the honey makes it sweet and comfortable. In fact, it reminds me of you, Amanda. How does the taste remind you of us? I guess he's saying that you're sweet, but you're a strong character as well. That's absolutely right. We do not entirely comprehend it, and yet we are pleased. Well, that's settled then. Whenever you miss Amanda, Silver, you can come here and I'll make you this drink. I'd like that. Thank you, Rootbeer. Whoa! Careful there. You don't want to spill a drink that you enjoy. You don't want to spill a drink you enjoy this much. Ah, you're right. I'm just so excited. I can barely sit still. I can imagine. A first trip across the country is a big deal. It is, but that's not the only reason I'm excited. Okay, that was quite a dramatic pause. I really want to know what you're going to say now. You guys seems to lead very interesting life. Oh, not at all. I think I'm quite a boring person. With a secret society and an alien background. It's true that some of my life circumstances are a bit unusual. But this particular thing is a very commonplace. Our sibling is excited because his date will be joining us. And in fact, we must be fair and acknowledge that we may have misjudged her based on her lack of facial symmetry. Although Pearl's features are 99% different from left to right, we agreed with her movie analysis 99%. Wow, hold on. Amanda, you have met Pearl and you talk about movies? And now she's joining you two on a holiday? How did any of that happen? We watched our westerns all together last night. Pearl likes them a lot as well. You don't exactly sound thrilled. Fortunately, she also likes space travels opera. I see. Learning couple compromises the hard way. I suppose so. Well, I'm glad to hear that she's met Amanda and that they got along. Does that mean she also knows where you're from, Silver? She does. In fact, I told her about that on our first date. Oh, that's very brave. It's very hard to put yourself out there under any circumstances. To reveal something so vulnerable to someone you've just met and are starting to like. It takes guts. You're very kind, but I don't think so. To be honest, I hadn't planned it that way. Although I have always felt safe here, with all the regulars, I know that not everyone would be open-minded about me. And so I wasn't sure I'd said anything to Pearl that night. But as we were talking, I was so happy to learn more about her, about who she is. And I realized that I didn't want her to have an incomplete picture of me. My past is a part of me. If my goal is to find someone who sees me for who I am, then she needs to know about that too. And in the end, that was the right decision. Well, I will say that if she heard your story, and that changed how she viewed you, and she wouldn't have been worth your time anyway. That's fair. But still, even knowing that, I admire you a lot. The truth is, and this is a bit of strange things to say, but I think I'm proud of who I've become. And I want the people I love to be proud of me too. What is proud? Proud is, for yourself, I think it's when you start to be satisfied with what you're achieving. Especially if you have to fight to get there. And for others, it's when you think of someone you care about, consider who they are and the way they are acting, and it just fills you with joy. Ah, we see. Then we are definitely proud of you. You two are really sweet family. And so are you and Miss Luam, Mr. Bailey. True, chosen family can also rock. Yes, when we met Paul, we came to a conclusion. There is no difference in nature or expression between a family that you are born with and a family that you acquire by choice. Both demand work and understanding. There may be a minute difference in the specific process, but the bond appears to be 99% similar in the end. So it is. Well, we should probably get going. Yes, we must. Go pack. First time I see someone got excited about that specific part. What Amanda really means is that I must pack. While she analyzed the earthling ritual of folding shirts, rolling up socks, and so on. Precisely. This is further information for our research. We are thrilled. Good luck, Silver. Indeed. Do enjoy your trip, both of you. I hope you'll tell us all about it when you're back, Silver. I will. Good night, you two, then. Hasta la vista, strangers. Huh? Oh, westerns. Bye to you too. There's never a dull moment in your cafe, Rootbeer. I try. Speaking of which, would you like to hold some party or after party for your wedding here? I know it's not very large space, but perhaps whether we'd liked it? We'd loved it. Honestly, I didn't want to impose, but there's no place that could be a better fit. And I don't mind that it's not very large. It's going to be a small, cozy wedding, so this is perfect. It's settled then. Lu was going to be over the moon when I tell her. In fact, I'm going to go and tell her now. That's a very exciting prospect. It really is. Thanks again, Rootbeer. You're like a guardian angel for us. And on that note, I'm off. Good night. More like a guardian hive mind. Good night, Mr. Baileys.